నమస్తే ప్రైమ్9 ప్రేక్షకులందరికీ స్వాగతం. ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో మనకి ఎక్కువగా వినిపిస్తున్న మాట ఇరాన్ దేశంలో జరుగుతున్నటువంటి భీకరమైన యుద్ధానికి సంబంధించింది. ఈ ఇరాన్, ఇజ్రాయెల్, యుఎస్ మధ్య జరుగుతున్నటువంటి యుద్ధం ఏదైతే ఉందో అది ప్రపంచ దేశంలో ఉన్న ట్రేడ్ వర్గాల మీద ఎక్కువగా ప్రభావితం చూపిస్తోంది. ఇప్పటికే చాలా రకాలైనటువంటి వస్తువులు విదేశీ నుండి ఉత్పత్తి చేసుకునేవి, ఇక్కడ నుండి దిగుమతి చేసుకునే వస్తువుల మీద ఇప్పటికే పన్ను భారం చాలా ఎక్కువగా పడుతోంది. అంతేకాదు దేశ ఆర్థిక ప్రగతి మీద కూడా ఎక్కువగా దెబ్బ పడుతోంది. ఈ విషయం అందరికీ తెలిసిందే. అయితే ఇలాంటి విషయాలను పక్కన పెడితే ఎక్కువగా నీటి మీద అంటే సముద్రం మీద ఆధారపడే దేశాల్లో మన దేశం ముందుంటోంది. దాంట్లో ఇరాన్ దేశంలో నుండి ఉత్పత్తి చేసుకునే క్రూడ్ ఆయిల్కి సంబంధించింది. ఈ క్రూడ్ ఆయిల్ ఎంత అవసరమో మన దేశ ప్రతి పౌరుడికి కూడా తెలిసిన విషయమే. ఎందుకనంటే మన వాహనాలు వెళ్ళాలన్నా లేదంటే ఫ్లైట్లు సరిగ్గా జర్నీ చేయాలన్నా మిగతా అవసరాల గురించి క్రూడ్ ఆయిల్ ఎంతో అవసరం. ఇలాంటి క్రూడ్ ఆయిల్కి సంబంధించి ఇరాన్ దేశం నిష్పక్షపాతంగా అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి జలసంధి మీద వాటిని ఓడనౌకలను పెట్టి చాలా సందిగ్ధంలోనికి నెట్టేసింది. దీంతో ఇంకా విపరీతంగా యుద్ధ వాతావరణం ప్రబలిపోతోంది. దీని అంతటికీ పులి స్టాప్ అనేది లేకుండా పోతోంది. దీనికి సంబంధించి అసలు ఆ సముద్ర గర్భంలో జరుగుతున్నటువంటి మిగతా విషయాలే కానీ ఇలాంటి రవాణా సౌకర్యం కలిగినటువంటి ఈ ఓడ అంటే షిప్మెంట్కి సంబంధించి ఎలాంటి రకాలైన చర్యలు ఉండబోతున్నాయి, ఎందుకని ఇలాంటి స్టాక్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ మీద కానీ లేదా మిగతా వ్యాపార విషయాల మీద కానీ ఆ ఒక్క విషయమే ఇంత ఎఫెక్టివ్ చూపెడుతోంది అన్న విషయాన్ని మనతో సుదీర్ఘంగా మాట్లాడడానికి ఇప్పుడు మనతో పాటు ఉన్నారు జతేందర్ సింగ్ గారు. ఆయన మర్చెంట్ షిప్ నావీ ఒక చీఫ్ ఆఫీసర్, ఒక విధంగా చెప్పాలంటే ఇంజనీర్గా పనిచేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఆయన మనతో మాట్లాడడానికి మనతో పాటు స్టూడియోలో ఉన్నారు. అసలు విషయం ఏంటో తెలుసుకుందాం. నమస్తే Jatindar Singh ji, welcome to our Prime9 studios.
Thank you.
Very pleasure to having you here. So nowadays we are discussing about lot of things about war. It is a completely delicate thing. It's also very sensitive matter. But as a chief engineer working with a merchant navy officer, so what is your things? And tell me about few things about yourself.
I'm basically from Patiala, Punjab. My father was in the army. So my upbringing has been very disciplined and very straightforward and very simple. And the defense forces basically teach you to be very organized, and we are used to living very simply. We don't live a very high-flying life. Now, having said that, I have done my marine engineering. I'm basically a marine engineer, and I work in the merchant navy now as a chief engineer. I've been sailing on ships for about 40 years now.
40 years experience you have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've done more than 50 ships, all different kinds of ships. So the first thing which everybody should understand is what is the difference between the Indian Navy and the merchant navy. So the Indian Navy is one of the branch of the defense forces. You have the Army, Air Force and Navy. That is the Indian Navy. That is the defense forces. The merchant navy is a commercial system. This is a private and commercial system. So what happens in most of the countries, the merchant navy ships which are under the Indian flag registered in India are taken as a backup for the Indian Navy ships. In case of war, let's say with India, directly where India is directly involved, all the Indian Navy ships will be called for action. If we run short of ships, then the merchant navy ships are taken to carry troops, to carry equipment or people or food or whatever is required. So basically that is the second line of defense as far as the naval fleet of any country is concerned.
Okay.
In the present context where we are having the war, now whoever is familiar with the geographical location of Israel and Iran and Strait of Hormuz and Red Sea, they must understand that UAE is basically where 80% of the fuel, world's fuel comes from, the petroleum products. Yes. Not only that, all merchant navy ships are carrying almost 80% of the world trade. The material is carried in merchant navy ships. There are over 1 lakh ships floating all around the planet. Over 1 lakh merchant navy ships are floating and carrying all kinds of equipment you can imagine, from cars to tanks to clothes to whatever. Everything comes by ships. The bulk cargo comes by ships. So 80% of the world export is handled in the ships. In the present context, the whole world is surviving on the petroleum products.
So that also comes from this merchant.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All the oil tankers which you hear about in the last 1 week, there have been attacks on the ships.
Ships, yes.
Few Indian crew members have also died already.
Yes.
So this happens. Now, unfortunately, we are what you would theoretically call the truck drivers. You have the public transport system on the roads. So we are just the truck drivers. The goods don't belong to us. The truck doesn't belong to us. We are just the drivers. Right? So if there's an accident or the truck has a problem, unnecessarily the driver also perishes
Yes.
in an accident like that. Now that's what is happening with the crew. So the war is affecting the trade because it has forbidden the ships to travel through the Strait of Hormuz. That is a very important waterway where almost 1/5 of the world crude is traveling. So this is creating a lot of panic in a lot of countries, and if this war continues for a long time, then there will be very serious implications as far as everyday concern. Because see, if you do not get fuel, like in COVID, some of you experienced that there was no fuel, there was no petrol, prices went up because there was no way to transport the material. Nobody was willing to come out. Same thing will happen now also.
ఓకే సో జతేంద్ర గారు చెప్తున్న విషయం ఏంటంటే మర్చెంట్ నేవీకి ఇండియన్ నేవీకి చాలా డిఫరెన్సియేషన్ ఉంది. ఏవైతే గూడ్స్ని క్యారీ చేస్తారో లేదంటే మిగతా ట్రేడింగ్కి సంబంధించినవి కానీ క్రూడ్ ఆయిల్ కానీ మిగతా ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ ఈ త్రూ మాత్రమే జరుగుతుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ మర్చెంట్ నేవీ. ఇండియన్ నేవీ దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసరికి ఏంటంటే ఇండియన్ నేవీ రక్షణ దళంలోనికి వస్తుంది. అది దేశం యొక్క నేవీకి సంబంధించి ఇతర శత్రు దేశాల నుండి కానీ లేదంటే మిగతా దేశాల నుండి ఎటువంటి ప్రమాదాలు అయితే పొంచి ఉంటాయో వాటిని నిఘా వర్గాల ద్వారా కనిపెట్టి దేశానికి రక్షణ కవచంలాగా ఉండేదాన్ని ఇండియన్ నేవీ ఫోర్స్ అంటారు. మర్చెంట్ నేవీ ఫోర్స్ వచ్చేది ఇట్స్ ఆల్ వ్యాపారానికి సంబంధించి ఎగుమతులు దిగుమతులకి సంబంధించి మర్చెంట్ నేవీని వాడుతూ ఉంటారు. అయితే ప్రపంచం మొత్తం మీదుగా జరిగేటటువంటి ఈ వ్యాపార లావాదేవీలు ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో ఇవి మర్చెంట్ నేవీని బేస్ చేసుకొని నడుస్తాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఇరాన్లో హార్మోజ్ జలసంధి మీద ఉన్నటువంటి 1,00,000కు మించిన నౌకాదళాలు ఇవన్నీ కూడా మర్చెంట్ నేవీలోనికి వస్తాయి అని చెప్పంటున్నారు. సో మిగతా క్వశ్చన్లు కూడా అడిగి తెలుసుకుందాము. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద మేజర్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ రిఫ్లెక్టింగ్ ట్రేడింగ్ వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు ట్రేడ్? యూ ఆర్ ఆల్సో టెలింగ్ మీ దట్ ద వరల్డ్ వైడ్ ఎకానమీ విల్ ఎఫెక్ట్ about this.
Absolutely, because I will not get too much into the political reasons of this war, but there are certain schools of thought which say that this all is happening because some people want to control the fuel all over the planet. They want to control the crude oil, whether it was Venezuela or Iran. Now these are the maximum petroleum producing countries.
But basically where it comes from? It's from Israel or Iran?
The crude oil, it comes from Iran.
Iran itself.
Saudi Arabia,
Okay.
Middle East, Venezuela. There are a lot of places. Even India has got their own oil fields. You have it in the Bay of Bengal also, and you have it in the Arabian Sea also. We have our own, but the capacity is not so much. Our oil wells are not so big as compared to the ones in the Middle East.
So that is why we are depending on them.
Exactly. The Middle East from a desert has evolved purely because of the petroleum that they have. And they have always been a center of attraction because any growing country is hungry for oil.
Oil, yes.
Their development cannot happen if they do not get adequate oil. Now, even during war, the simple question is, how much oil does India have as a reserve? So, whichever country has got the maximum reserves can last that much. It's like stamina. When you run for an athletic relay or something, how far can you run? How much stamina do you have? So this is the oil stamina. So whichever country has got the maximum number of storage oil, they can last longer. They'll keep on fighting. They'll exhaust everybody else. Who wins the game? The one who gets exhausted is left behind. The one who is still standing and running, he wins. So the war is all about the oil.
Oil itself. So the remaining countries also fighting for the same oil.
That's one way of putting it.
Okay.
I am not a political expert, so I cannot say that this is always the reason.
But you have an experience with
we have the general
Navy.
idea of what's
So
going
that
on
is
where.
So people wants to know exactly what are the things are happening because news headlines are going some other things we doesn't know which some country is telling that crude oil is collapsed every war. At the same time, it is also the way to become a third world war, we have to say.
Nowadays, the wars are very complicated because there are very deep underlying reasons. It could be religious reasons, it could be terrorist reasons, it could be economical reasons. And what everybody feels is easy to understand is that it's a oil reason.
Oil
But
only the reason. There is no terrorism and nothing. And
that's what everybody thinks. But there is a fact that there is a certain amount of terrorism which is going on. And over a period of time, when you do investigations, you find out where is it coming from. There is always a starting point. Even if you want oil, it will be in a well. You know where the well is. Even if it is terrorism, there is always a place where it is centered, where it originates from. So those factors are important. And there is the underlying reason of terrorism. There is an underlying reason of which religion should be bigger, which one should be smaller, who wants to dominate. So there are a lot of angles to these complicated wars, and it's difficult for a commoner like us to say without or with total clarity what the reasons are. It would be wrong to say specifically what exactly the reasons are.
ఓకే. సో జతేంద్ర గారు యాజ్ ఏ నావీ ఆఫీసర్గా చెప్తున్న విషయం ఏంటంటే, ఈ యుద్ధానికి గల కారణం ఏంటనేది ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా చెప్పలేము. అయితే టెర్రరిజం అయినా కావచ్చు, అలాగే ఆయిల్కి సంబంధించిన విషయమైనా కావచ్చు, దేశం యొక్క ప్రగతి అలాగే ఆర్థిక సంక్షోభానికి సంబంధించిన విషయాలే కావచ్చు. నిజంగానే ఆ దేశంలో టెర్రరిజం ఉంటే ఏమో ఒకవేళ ప్రపంచ దేశాల యొక్క శాంతి గురించి వాళ్ళు యుద్ధానికి ప్రేరేపించవచ్చు, లేదా ఆయిల్ అనేది అదే దేశానికి చెందింది కాబట్టి ఆయిల్ గురించి ఫైట్ జరుగుతున్నది అని అనడానికి మనం ఏమాత్రము సరిపోము. ఎందుకనంటే ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా రీజన్ అనేది ఏంటన్నది వాళ్ళ వ్యక్తిగతానికి సంబంధించిన విషయం కాబట్టి ఇది పొలిటికల్గా చేయదలుచుకోలేదు, నేను పొలిటికల్ అంశానికి సంబంధించినదిగా నేను చేయదలుచుకోలేదు. యాజ్ ఎ మర్చెంట్ నావీ ఆఫీసర్గా నాకున్నటువంటి ఐడియాలజీ ప్రకారం నేనేమనుకుంటున్నాను అని అంటే, ఖచ్చితంగా ఎక్కడొకక్కడ ఒక యుద్ధం ప్రారంభమైంది అని అంటే దానికి సంబంధించిన స్ట్రాంగ్ రీజన్ ఏదో ఒకటి అయి ఉండాలి. అయితే టెర్రరిజం అయినా కావచ్చు, లేదంటే అక్కడ జరుగుతున్నటువంటి అన్యాయాలు అక్రమాలే కావచ్చు, లేదా నిజంగానే క్రూడ్ ఆయిల్కి సంబంధించిన విషయాలే కావచ్చు. ఏదైనప్పటికీ యుద్ధం అనేది చాలా భయంకరమైనది. దానివల్ల ప్రపంచ దేశాల యొక్క ఆర్థిక ప్రగతి అనేది దెబ్బతింటుంది. ఇంకా ముందు రాబోయే రోజుల్లో కూడా ఇలాంటి పరిణామాలు తీవ్ర స్థాయికి చేరుకునే అవకాశం ఉందని ఆయన ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ప్రకారం చెప్తున్నారు. రైట్. జతేందర్ సింగ్, యూ టెల్ మీ, డూ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ డ్యూరింగ్ ద పీరియడ్ విచ్ యూ ఆర్ వర్కింగ్?
Not with this present war, but in my experience of 40 years, I have been through situations where we are involved with things like the war itself. And also there are other factors like piracy. We still have piracy, it's still on. It may sound like an ancient story, but piracy is very relevant even in the modern times.
Okay.
And we do have attacks which take place. It can be from the war-related attacks or piracy attacks. Okay. But that happens even now.
So even now also you're facing
Yes,
any
yes.
during period like earlier, do you have any experience with this?
I've had the closest experience that I've had is when we are passing through the Red Sea, again in the Middle East. The Somalian pirates or the Yemeni pirates, they usually attack all the ships and they board the ships, and merchant ships are not allowed to carry arms.
Okay.
So it is easy to take over a ship and then take it away under the guns. And then they hold it for ransom.
Okay. So
And
that
lot of, yes.
okay, you have an experience
I
about
have
this?
not been caught with it, but I have friends who have been caught with it, and it's a very traumatic experience for them.
Okay, so what are their demands when they are hijack the ships? What they will do?
Money. They will take a multi-million-dollar petrol-filled tanker and take it to Somalia and anchor it, and they'll ask for money. It's ransom.
Okay, so the
When the
goods
money is-
sometimes they carry, so the goods also will they
Yes,
theft?
yes.
Okay.
They're mostly after the petroleum products. And then it's millions of dollars in ransom. And when that gets paid, the ship is released. Now, what most of the people don't realize is that the poor crew, the crew is from 25 to maybe 30, 40 people on board. They get as small as bread and water for X number of days, as long as the negotiations are going on. It could be 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, 9 months.
It's depend upon the
Correct.
kilometers.
So they
and
have
all.
almost zero contact with the relatives and their
Demanding
families,
physically, yes.
and they suffer. So I have met some of the people who've been through this, and it's a very traumatic experience, and they don't
Very
want to come
panic,
back to
yes.
sea again
Okay.
because it's too
Tough.
risky, too tough.
Very tough and risky as well, because the Somalian people are very aggressive. Sometimes they kill the
They
people.
are aggressive,
So-
and they don't care about you at all. It's not that they're going to look at you as a chief guest or something. They'll just give you the bare minimum. That country itself is quite poor, so even the natives live on very less. So why should they give you a 5-star meal when they themselves don't eat much? So the crew suffers a lot in this case.
Okay. So
And then the companies are involved, the owners are involved, the cargo insurers are involved. It's rather complicated. Another simple thing which you might want to know is now, if you have, suppose I go join a ship in the Mediterranean, let's say in Italy. I'm an Indian. The ship may be Bahamas flagged. The owner may be Swiss from Switzerland, and we are in Italy.
but so many things
So
involved.
it's
yeah.
very complicated. Now, if anything happens to me, how do you claim anything? From whom? Where do you go?
No one responsible for that.
It's very difficult. There are systems in place. The government has got their certain departments which help you. There are seamen unions which help you. But it is never 100% satisfactory because the claims are so complicated and it's out of the country. And you have to fight with companies which are not necessarily located in India.
Okay, so then is there any assurance to family when they lost their person into this hijack and all?
There are systems in place. Like I said, they have local offices. The local offices take over. But then to prove anything or to claim anything is not so easy. It's quite complicated.
Oh God. So it is very toughest
It
and
is
risky, and there are a lot of things to face.
It's a tough life. It's not very easy. Just being out at sea. Now, suppose if I have to join a ship, I'm out of the country for minimum 4 to 8 months. No family, no
You
friends,
cut off the
nothing.
connections to entire.
In today's world,
Okay.
we still have a little bit of data and WhatsApp. But when I started sailing, we had nothing.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
It's all about the
Exactly.
story, yes. So,
We used to write letters.
but how many days it will take to reach them and come back this reply?
If I write a letter and I post it from, let's say, the US, it'll take about a month or 2 to reach home.
Okay.
But if my family writes a letter and sends to me, then it's very complicated because the ship keeps
You doesn't
moving.
know, huh? They doesn't know where it should
They
be.
don't know where to send. Even if they know where to send, by the time the letter reaches, if the ship has moved, then they have to send it again. So
from
you
there
miss it.
to
You get
your
it
place.
within 1 to 3 months, you get one letter.
Bah, it's so complicated, and also they emotionally carry forward the same entire the journey of the ship. Okay.
Yes, it is
So how
complicated.
can you manage all those things? Because responsibility, duty is important. At the same time, family is also very important. It's all about your personal affection, emotions, so many things involved.
See, life is not easy for anybody. Right? Now, if you have a good job which is paying you well, and as long as it is not illegal, you should continue to do it, however hard it may be. Now, it is because you do hard work, you get paid for it, and you get the fruits from it. There are no shortcuts in life. You cannot take a shortcut. You have to work. Everybody has to work. Everybody has to be legally correct, do the right thing, and work as hard as possible. Only then you can stand on your own 2 feet and not depend on somebody else. So, if you have that focus and that determination in you, then you can withstand any amount of pressure and any amount of conditions. My family knows why I am away. They need to understand. I know why I am away. I need to understand. So, you need to have a very strong state of mind.
Okay. So sometimes the feelings were changed, like if you get newly married and you have a children, they are very still little kids. So how can you carry forward those emotions?
In our times, as a man, we used to have the responsibility to look after the family. Nowadays, the responsibilities have shifted. Everybody wants equality
Okay, the
everywhere.
equality, yes.
So, it's a different ball game. But at our time, our only priority was work to support the family. Anything happens to me, it's not a problem. It's not important. Our priorities are somewhere else. I'll give you a simple example. I used to drive a bullet when I was in college. But when I got married, I stopped driving a bike because my life does not belong to me anymore.
Okay. Mm.
I exist so that I can support the family. So that is the sense of responsibility which keeps your mind very clear. There is no confusion, there is no fog, there is clarity, and there is
Transparency.
determination.
Yes, yes. So the depend upon the consequences or else circumstances.
Circumstances.
Yeah, you
People
need
have to adapt,
Ah.
and they have to always stay focused on priorities. If you have people who are with you and you are responsible for them, then you have to behave differently. If you are alone and you have zero responsibilities, but you still belong to a society, you still belong to a country, you still have to behave as a good human being.
As a citizen also.
As a citizen also.
Yes, yes.
So-
It is very, okay, I'm now getting so much of effective tears also coming on the eyes. So, yeah, I need to tell in Telugu, okay? So, యాక్చువల్గా జితేందర్ సింగ్ గారు ఇప్పటి వరకు చెప్తుంది ఏంటంటే ఇలాంటి షిప్స్లో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఎవరికి ఎటువంటి ఎష్యూరెన్స్ ఉండదు, 100% రిస్కీ జాబ్. ఆ పర్సన్ వెళ్ళిన వాళ్ళు తిరిగి వస్తారో లేదో క్షేమంగా అన్నది తెలియదు. ఎందుకంటే సముద్రంలో ఉండేటటువంటి వ్యాపార లావాదేవీలన్నీ పక్కన పెడితే హైజాక్ అనేది కూడా చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఎస్పెషలీ ఈ మిడిల్ ఈస్ట్ కంట్రీస్లో తిరుగుతూ ఉన్నప్పుడు సొమాలియన్ అనే సో కాల్డ్ ఒక గ్యాంగ్ ఉంటుంది. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు అని అంటే ఇలాగ వేరే దేశం నుండి వచ్చే షిప్స్ని వాళ్ళు హైజాక్ చేసి వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుండి డబ్బులు తీసుకుంటారు, అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి కంటైనర్ని దొంగిలిస్తారు, లేదంటే ఒక్కొక్కసారి కార్గో షిప్లో ఉన్నటువంటి మొత్తాన్ని కూడా దోచుకొని వెళ్ళొచ్చు. కొన్నిసార్లు ఆ క్రూజ్ షిప్లో పనిచేస్తున్న వాళ్ళు కూడా కిరాతకంగా, అంటే ఏమీ దొరకకపోతే వాళ్ళ డిమాండ్ వాళ్ళు ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసింది కనుక దొరకకపోతే అతి కిరాతకంగా చంపేసిన సందర్భాలు కూడా చాలా ఉన్నాయి. అయితే లక్కీగా జతేంద్ర గారు ఎప్పుడూ అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ ఫేస్ చేయలేదు. కానీ అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ నుండి బయట వచ్చిన కొంతమంది ఫ్రెండ్స్ ద్వారా కొన్ని విషయాలు నేను తెలుసుకున్నాను అని చెప్తూ ఉన్నారు. ఎట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఇలాంటి రిస్కీ జాబ్ చేయటానికి ఖచ్చితంగా ఒక్కొక్కసారి వారం రోజులు పట్టొచ్చు, నెల రోజులు పట్టొచ్చు, 6 నెలలు పట్టొచ్చు, సంవత్సరం పట్టొచ్చు. నో గ్యారంటీ. ఒక్కసారి ఆన్ డ్యూటీ వెళ్ళారు అని అంటే అది కంప్లీట్, ఆ టాస్క్ కంప్లీట్ అయ్యే వరకు తిరిగి రావడానికి వీల్లేదు. అలాగే ఇలాంటి రిస్కీ జాబ్స్ ఉన్న ప్లేస్లో కొంతమంది ఇలాంటి సముద్రపు దొంగలు కానీ లేదంటే ఇలాంటి హైజాక్ చేసే వాళ్ళు కానీ ఎవరైనా ఉన్నప్పుడు అది ఇంకా కఠినంగా ఉంటుంది. మరొక వైపు వాతావరణ పరిస్థితులు కూడా కొన్నిసార్లు అన్నిసార్లు సముద్రంలో వాతావరణం అనుకూల పరిస్థితులు ఉండవు. కొన్ని కొంచెం ప్రభావితంగా ఉంటాయి. ఇంకా దూరం వెళ్ళే కొలది సముద్ర అలలు ఇలాంటి తాకిడి కానీ లేదంటే అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి కొన్ని సముద్రానికి సంబంధించిన భూకంపాలు కానీ ఇవన్నీ సంభవించినప్పుడు మనిషి ప్రాణానికి గ్యారంటీ ఉండదు, ఆ షిప్కి కూడా గ్యారంటీ ఉండదు. ఇలాంటి రిస్కీ జాబ్స్ అనేవి చాలా ఇదిగా ఉంటాయి. అలాగే ఆయన ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ చేసిన దాని ప్రకారం ఇప్పటి వరకు చూసినట్లయితే చిన్నపిల్లలు కానీ పెళ్ళైన కొత్తలో కానీ ఎలా ఉండాలి అన్న విషయాన్ని నేను అడిగినప్పుడు ఒకటే చెప్పారు, నేను ఏ విషయం మీద అయితే ఈ జాబ్లో జాయిన్ అయ్యానో అదే విషయానికి సంబంధించి నేను ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలి తప్పించి ఫ్యామిలీ కనెక్షన్స్, ఎఫెక్షన్స్, బంధాలు, బంధుత్వాలు అని చెప్పి ఎప్పుడు చూసుకోకూడదు. ఎందుకనంటే 40 years ago నేను జాబ్లో జాయిన్ అయినప్పుడు పెళ్ళైంది కదా కొత్తలో అని చెప్పి నా భార్యకి నేను ఏదైనా లెటర్ రాసినప్పుడు అది రీచ్ అవ్వడానికి 4 రోజులు టైం పట్టేది. మళ్ళీ తర్వాత తిరిగి రావడానికి వారికి తెలియదు నేను ఎక్కడున్నానో ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా, నేను ఏ ప్రాంతంలో ఉన్నానో వారికి తెలియదు. ఒకవేళ తెలిసినా ఆ లెటర్ నా దగ్గరికి చేరేసరికి అప్పటికే షిప్ మూవ్ అయిపోయి ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి సో ఇలాంటివి ఉండేవి. ఎప్పుడు కూడా డ్యూటీలోనే ఉండేవాళ్ళం. లక్కీగా ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడున్న రోజుల్లో డేటా అనేది వచ్చింది, తర్వాత టెక్నాలజీ అనేది బాగా ఇంప్రూవ్ అయింది. ఎలా అయినా రోజుకి ఒకసారైనా మాట్లాడుకునే సౌలభ్యం ఇప్పుడు ఉంది. కానీ మేము పనిచేసే 40 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం అయితే పరిస్థితి ఈ విధంగా ఉండేది కాదు అని చెప్పంటున్నారు. ఈ మాట విన్నప్పుడు నాకు చాలా బాధగా అనిపించింది. ఎందుకనంటే మన ఉద్యోగరీత్యా అటు ఇటు వెళ్తూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఫ్యామిలీకి కొంచెం దూరంగా ఉంటే చాలా ఇబ్బందులు పడుతూ ఉంటాం, చాలా హోమ్ సిక్ అనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. కానీ వీళ్ళ డెడికేషన్కి, వీళ్ళ సాక్రిఫైస్కి మనం ఎంత ఇచ్చినా ఎంత చెప్పినా తక్కువనే చెప్పుకోవాలి. అంత రిస్కీ జాబ్ చేస్తూ దేశానికి ఎంతో కొంత సేవ చేయాలి అనే ఒక దృక్పథంతో వాళ్ళు చేస్తున్నటువంటి ఇలాంటి సోల్జర్స్ వల్లే మన దేశం ఇంత ప్రొటెక్టివ్గా ఉందని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. హ్యాట్స్ ఆఫ్ టు దెమ్. సో నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్లోనికి వెళ్ళిపోదాం. సో it is very tough to ask so many questions because I got tears because emotions is very important. We are human beings, as you said. So is there any difficult times you have faced earlier?
Oh yes, of course, so many times. Yeah. I've had people die in my lap also. Because out in the middle of the sea, there's nobody to help you. You have to, we are all trained in first aid medical, situations, but we are not expert surgeons or doctors. We have equipment on board, Now, you must understand that on cargo ships, on commercial ships, we do not have doctors. On passenger ships, yes, I worked on passenger ships also as chief engineer, on cruise ships also, on icebreakers, all kinds of ships. So, the biggest problem that ships usually fail is when you get into the bad weather, the bad sea conditions. That also we have faced, quite bad, terrible. I mean, it's a question of life and death for a period of 2 days continuously. So, if you survive, you can live to tell the story.
Like movies projected.
Yeah, whatever you see in the movie is partly true.
Yes.
It may be a little dramatized, little, magnified, but it is there. It's true.
It's very panic.
Everything
Sometimes
happens.
we
It's all
still like shivering when we see the situation over the ship. We can continuously have some panic things.
All
what
stories,
will happen? Yes.
All stories are always based on facts. There are
So
always
based on the
facts.
true events itself. Okay. So is there any moments that you faced like war, some hijack, and some
I have
other
been
things?
involved with the war also. This Yugoslavia war was going on, and in our ship we used to carry the tanks and armaments and all the equipment from Canada. The Canadian peacekeeping force was employed in the Yugoslavian war, and we used to carry the equipment from Canada to Serbia, Yugoslavia area and back. And even during the Yemen and South Sudan war, we were carrying troops in our ships because these ships belong to different countries. So when the ships are required to carry such equipment, we cannot say no because we don't own the ships. So as per the owner's demands. So we have been involved indirectly in carrying the troops and tanks and a lot of equipment even from the US to Saudi Arabia. A lot of times.
Oh, you have a huge responsibility on your shoulder. Yeah, right. So it's a very
it's complex. It's very complex.
Very complicated. Once you lost. You are answerable the entire group and management itself. True. Okay. So what are the biggest, toughest naval journey, and also you learn a best lesson in your life?
See, when I started sailing, the ships used to be very old and very slow. Now, I started sailing in December 82. The first ship that I got on was already 30 years old. So that ship was built in 1950 in East Germany.
So far.
Exactly. So those were riveted ships. That time they didn't have welding. So the steel plates were also riveted. They were not welded.
Sounds will come very...
Yeah, it's different. You hear all kinds of music. But anyway, that's a different part of the story. The thing is that what happens nowadays is that when you sail long passages, even today, if I have a passage from Brazil to China, it involves 2 months of non-stop sailing. Non-stop. You don't stop anywhere. Continuous for 2 months. You cross from Brazil till China and you carry 4 lakh tons of cargo. 400,000 tons of cargo on one ship. These are huge ships, very big ships. If you put 3 ships in a line, it will be more than a kilometer.
Oh, distance you're talking
Yes,
about. Okay.
the length of the ship.
Okay. So the kilometer far.
These are huge with very powerful engines. They consume more than 100, 120 tons of fuel every day. So you carry a lot of fuel. It's a lot of responsibilities. And the chief engineer is responsible for all the technical aspects of the whole ship.
Like you doesn't get a proper sleep when you sail the ship?
No, I make it sound difficult, but it's a process. Responsibility, taking responsibility is something which everybody has to get used to. You do get time to sleep, you have to adapt. In an emergency situation, you don't get sleep. But when it is not an emergency situation, then your system is quite set. And you have to look after the personnel also. There are people working under you. So you have to lead by example. You can't be getting drunk and sleeping and not coming for duty because how is everybody else going to do that then?
Okay.
So to have your men in your command and to respect you as their leader, you have to conduct yourself very properly and very carefully. You have to have a lot of self-discipline,
very conscious
self-control.
As well. Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay. So most of the stories we heard that the creatures, like whale, yes.
Yeah, we do see
How
them.
Can it say? Okay.
But they are not a problem because the ships are huge. They are very big. These are not tiny ships. In fact, if a whale comes in front of the ship and hits, the whale will suffer.
Whale will damage. You are not going to be damaged.
Will be injured. The ship doesn't
affected.
affect much.
Okay, so we heard that the bigger ship, fish of the whale come in front of you, if it gets angry,
No,
then
we don't
immediately it will
have
take
that big.
action. It will come opposite direction and it will crack the ship. The crack will into the two pieces.
No,
We heard the
that
stories.
that
No,
doesn't happen.
that's
That
not
happens with small boats. You can have it with small boats if you get into a situation. I've also done deep sea diving. I've seen sharks
Oh,
with me in the water.
okay. How many feet you go far into the
I
sea?
have had, see, I'm a licensed deep sea open water diver. That means I can dive anywhere I want. I'm licensed for that.
You have a
So
license.
wherever I travel in the world, if I show that license, I get the equipment and I can dive wherever I want. I have done night dives, pitch black, completely dark with lights,
Khoob andhera.
pura andhera, in the Mediterranean seas, and then you go and sit on the bed and you switch off the lights and then you sit. And after a few minutes, you get used to the darkness and you see these funny things which have got lights in it, which you cannot see in the daytime.
That experience you
That is
have
something
a
different.
So,
And the deepest dive that I have done is about 50 meters. That's about 160 feet. That's
it's so far.
That's very far.
So,
At that depth, you don't see color.
Yeah.
You won't see orange and white or gray. You see only shades of gray, black and white, only shades.
Sea grey. Okay.
Yeah. So I was diving in the Caribbean and there was a sunken ship. So I went into the ship.
Okay.
I went into the engine room, I went around and I came out, but I cut my finger on the steel because the steel is very sharp.
Yes.
So when you look at the blood, it doesn't look red.
Huh.
It looks like dark brown or dark grey or something like that.
Something, it's a
Because at that depth, you don't differentiate color.
Okay,
You don't see
okay.
color.
So we can't
So I've experienced
expect this same blood color on the sea.
exactly.
Okay, okay. So you also dive on the deep sea.
Yes, yes,
So
open water.
160 feet, it's with the oxygen cylinder or
Yes, yes,
without?
yes. We have to have cylinders.
Okay, you carry forward.
Yes.
Without oxygen cylinder, how many minutes you can dive?
There's no need to because that is a different concept.
Okay.
Scuba diving is a completely different concept.
Sometimes the emergency situation will come. So how many minutes you can manage? Into
I'm
the
not
deep
very
sea?
different from anybody else as far as normal conditions are concerned.
Okay, okay.
We don't have any special magic powers to be different.
No, because you have some fitness things
Yeah.
in the training period.
You are
so
right.
That is why.
It's his personal fitness. So people who smoke too much or drink too much or obese, they cannot last very long. It's like if I'm in a ship with 10 other people and the ship is sinking, then in the water, who will survive the most? People say if you know swimming, you will survive.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Even the person who is swimming will die, but he will take longer to die.
No, it will take time.
In the middle of the ocean, what are you going to do? Where are you going
Where
to go?
you know? We doesn't
Even
know
if you
this.
swim, where are you going to swim? How far can you swim?
Yes, yes. So in the darkest
More
night you
than
can't
the
tell.
swimming, it is your presence of mind. If you panic, you will die. If you don't panic, you stay calm. Whether you know swimming or not, you can float. Everybody is capable of floating. So you have to float. You keep your eyes and ears open. You see something which you can catch, you catch.
Okay.
Another guy who's panicking, he will die.
Okay. Panic is matters.
Yes,
Okay.
you cannot
Right. If you have, I would like to ask you one question. As you said, we can float the waves. So if you have any situation like
I've
middle
never
of the
had.
sea. No, if it is possible.
Ah.
So in the middle of the sea, what you will do? What is your suggestion?
Nothing, you have to hang on to whatever you have
Ah.
and stay calm and patient and conserve your energy as long as you can. Now, it all depends on the temperature of the water. If the water is super cold, you will die of hypothermia. That is for sure. You can't do
Okay.
anything about it.
Okay.
You have suits, you have immersion suits. If you have all that, you might last longer.
Okay.
So, you have to conserve your energy, your body, your fat, your mind also. Mind control is the most important thing. Because if you lose your mind, then you are gone. Then
Okay.
you panic.
Okay.
But if you are patient and you can control your mind, then you can last longer and just, after a while, if you are holding a piece of wood and floating, your arms get locked automatically. Because
freezing?
Not exactly freezing, it's
Okay.
muscle fatigue also.
Okay. Okay.
So you may be conscious, you may be unconscious, somebody might find you.
Ah.
And if they find
Luckily.
you
Okay.
might still be unconscious.
Okay.
So it's all a matter of chance, but how soon you give up depends upon your state of mind. So most important is your state of mind. In any circumstances, you have to not panic. You have to be very patient. If you're dying, fine, I'm dying. Big deal.
Be prepared.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's what's going to happen? Nothing.
Okay. So most of the journeys, most of the sailings on the sea, so what are the biggest Celsius degrees you have
Oh,
to
that depends.
atmosphere?
I mean, I have done -50 also.
-50.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I've been to -50 areas. I worked on ships which are called icebreakers. They work in the North Pole.
Okay. How can you break that?
You break the
cubes?
ice. You have 5 meter, 6 meter thick ice.
Okay.
The ships are very powerful. They climb the ice and they crack it.
Okay.
These
So
are
that
very
will
powerful
not.
ships.
But we have seen that Titanic movie, the iceberg.
Yeah, that
comes
iceberg
out.
was not supposed to be there.
Okay, so that is why I'm asking it. So -50 degrees, you're sailing the ship. Is
Yes.
there any consequences that
You have to
happen?
be very careful. See, you have to adapt. When you are in a cold climate like that, you dress differently. You have to have all the equipment. The companies, they provide you with all the equipment that is needed to protect yourself.
Okay.
But then again, you still have to use your own personal common sense also. This is not intelligence, it is common sense.
Common sense.
How you wear, how you conduct, where you go, how you do your work, how do you plan your work. Everything is involved.
Okay. So it's all about your mindset. Okay.
Nothing
So,
is impossible, everything is doable. If somebody else can do it, then why not you?
that is the question. Yes, that is a valid question you raised up. Hats off. And I would like to ask you about what is the inspiration to become a chief engineer into Navy
I had no
field?
idea that I'm going to become a marine engineer. I had no idea. At our time, we used to have very simple choices, either science or arts. And if you do science, you'll become either an engineer or a doctor.
Yes.
If you do arts, you'll either become a teacher or home science or something like that. So I was good in mathematics and physics and chemistry, science subjects.
Okay.
So that automatically took me towards engineering. And I saw the advertisement, paper advertisement, small one, join the merchant navy. So I just applied and I got through. It was not a target or a planned move. It just happened.
So
And then you get into it, and if it is paying you well, and there's no
go
question
ahead,
of,
yes.
go ahead. There's no question of hard life. So what if the life is hard? Life is meant to be hard.
yes.
Why should it be easy?
Yes.
If it is very easy, then it must be illegal.
Definitely. This is also the valid question. Yes. Valid information.
It's either not yours or it is illegal.
Illegal. Definitely it's illegal. Yes.
Otherwise, life is hard for everybody.
Yes. So what is the teamwork function going on the Navy vessel when you talk about?
You're talking about on the ship, or you're talking about
On
the
the
war
ship.
connection?
On the ship. On the ship.
On the ship, we have two departments, the navigation and the engineering. The captain takes care of the whole ship as such because he's the legal master of the ship, but he mostly handles the navigation part and the deck crew. The chief engineer handles the engineering department. The engineering department is responsible for every equipment on board, everything.
Every wing.
Everything
Okay.
technical is chief engineer's responsibility. Whatever you can think of, pumps, engines, compressors, AC systems, satellites, computers, whatever it may be. It all comes under the chief engineer. All
Okay.
safety systems also. So there's a lot of equipment on board. I've done passenger ships also as chief engineer. There I have a crew of almost 90 to 100 people below me, because there is so much work involved, and there is a hotel which is running. There is kitchen and food and fridges and laundry, and everything is floating on the ship. The passenger ship is like a small town
Yeah.
with 2,000 or 3,000 or 10,000 people.
Into the one ship
In one ship.
you are talking about?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. The employees will be the 1,000, it may be 2,000
yes,
as
yes.
well. Okay.
On even on the Indian coast, you have cruise ships. This is Cordelia cruises. The passenger capacity is 2,000, and the crew is about 900 plus.
900 plus for 2,000 passengers?
Yes.
So what they are responsibilities and duties for?
A lot of them. See, there are 3 departments. There's hotel, there's engineering, and there's navigation.
Okay, so that's why it will
A lot of
take.
people are
Okay.
involved. Lot
So
of people.
when it comes to the war, how it will be?
So the passenger ships obviously do not go to any war areas. But then sometimes this war has taken an unexpected turn and all of Middle East is involved.
Okay.
So there are cruise ships moving around in the Middle East also. So they are going to stay away from the war areas. Now cruise itineraries and planning is done in such a way that they don't get into bad weather conditions and they don't get into unstable or politically unstable countries. They don't go there.
Okay.
Because the point is not to kill your passenger.
That is what.
There's no interest in killing your own customers, so why take them there? So they keep it safe. They plan it very nicely.
Okay. So can you describe about any mission or any operation that you have?
I can tell you about the engines.
Okay.
So let's say your car engine.
Yeah.
A normal car engine is about this much,
Okay.
right? It'll have about 4 or 6 cylinders. But a ship like I told you, which carries 400,000 tons of cargo, the engine itself is like a 3-story building.
Oh, okay.
It's huge. It may have 12 cylinders. This one single engine is consuming more than 100 tons of fuel every day. 1 ton is 1,000 liters.
Oh, God.
100,000 liters per
Per
day.
day.
Or more than that. Sometimes 120.
Oh God,
And the
So,
piston is maybe almost about 15 meters tall. A car's piston might be like this. A ship's piston you can't even hold like that. It's so big.
Oh God,
So in the middle of the ocean, if something happens and we have to overhaul the engines and we have to move the pistons and the cylinder liners and everything, we do it. Each weight that we carry is sometimes 5 tons, 7 tons. We carry it and the ship is moving all the time.
This.
So you have to steady the weight. So everybody is involved with ropes.
Okay.
And the plan is to not have an accident, not get anybody killed, get the engine repaired and start sailing again.
Keep them neutral way, not this way, that way.
Yeah, it's easy to say it, but it has to be done.
Very, very, very careful when you're handling those things.
So the level of awareness and the level of safety standards is at a completely different stage.
Okay. So describing is very, very tough. Describing is very normal, but when you are imagining, it's, oh my God,
it's a
very
simple
tough.
operation, but because of the size and the weights which are involved, and because you are floating in the sea, and there is movement, that makes it very dangerous. It is very dangerous.
Yes, yes. So Jatindar garu చెప్తుంది ఏంటంటే ఒక షిప్ని హ్యాండిల్ చేయడం అనేది అంత ఈజీ కాదు. దాంట్లో 2,000 మంది ప్రయాణికులకి 900 మంది వర్కర్స్ ఉంటారు. ఒక్కొక్క డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఒక్కొక్క వింగ్కి సంబంధించిన వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు. మెయిన్ ఇంజనీర్స్కి వచ్చింది ఏంటంటే ఒక్క రోజు ప్రయాణానికి ఖర్చు అయ్యేటటువంటి ఆయిల్ కొన్నిసార్లు 1000 లీటర్లకు మించి ఉంటుంది. సో వాటన్నిటిని అంటే అన్ని వారాల పాటు అన్ని నెలల పాటు జర్నీ చేయాలంటే మీరు ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు 1000 లీటర్లు ఒక రోజుకి ఖర్చు అవుతుంది అని అంటే ఒక నెల రోజులకి సరిపడా ఇంధనాన్ని మనం అక్కడ సమకూర్చాలి అని అంటే అదెంత పెద్ద లార్జెస్ట్ టాస్క్ మనం ఆలోచించాలి. వీటన్నిటిని కూడా హ్యాండిల్ చేసుకొని షిప్ అంతటిని సురక్షితంగా తీసుకెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ సురక్షితంగా తీసుకురావాలి అని అంటే అది అంతా కూడా ఇంజనీర్ చేతిలోనే ఉంటుంది. ఒకవేళ అది ఇటు అటు కనుక సరిగా మేనేజ్ చేయకపోతే షిప్ అటు ఇటు ఊగే అవకాశాలు ఉంటాయి. వాటన్నిటిని బ్యాలెన్స్ చేసుకోవాలి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం సీ సర్ఫేస్ని బ్యాలెన్స్ చేసుకోవాలి. అలాగే చుట్టుపక్కల వచ్చేటటువంటి అలలు కానీ గాలి కానీ వాతావరణ పరిస్థితులు కానీ వీటన్నిటినీ కూడా ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసి దాన్ని ఎఫెక్టివ్గా పనిచేయటం అనేది ఇంజనీర్ల యొక్క చేతుల్లో ఉంటుంది. ఒకవేళ ఏదైనా తేడా వచ్చిందంటే మొత్తం ఎంటైర్ షిప్ కొలాప్స్ అయ్యే అవకాశాలు ఉంటాయి. కాబట్టి ఈ ప్రొఫెషన్ అనేది చాలా కేర్ఫుల్గా చేయాలి. చెప్పటానికి మనకే ఇంత ఇబ్బందిగా కష్టంగా ఉంటే పని చేసే వాళ్ళ పరిస్థితి ఏంటో మనం ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో ఇప్పుడు జరుగుతున్నటువంటి వార్ కానీ ఈ విషయాన్ని ఎందుకు చెప్పాల్సి వస్తుంది అని అంటే ఇరాన్ హార్మోజ్ నది పైన ఉన్నటువంటి షిప్లు ఇవన్నీ పరిస్థితులన్నింటినీ కూడా ఫేస్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాయి. ఇంకొక విషయం ఏంటంటే అందులో పనిచేసే క్రూ ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో పనివాళ్ళు ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో వాళ్ళకి కానీ ఆ షిప్కి కానీ లేదంటే ఆ షిప్ యజమానికి కానీ లేదా ఆ కంపెనీకి కానీ ఎవరికెవరికి సంబంధం ఉండదు. అది చాలా రిస్కీ జాబ్. డబ్బులు వస్తున్నాయన్న విషయాన్ని పక్కన పెడితే మనిషి ప్రాణానికి ఎటువంటి ఎస్యూరెన్స్ లేనటువంటి ఒక టఫెస్ట్ జాబ్. నిరంతర సైనికుల్లో పనిచేస్తూ ఉండాలి. ఎవరైనా వాళ్ళు ఏదైనా కాల్పులు జరిపినా నష్టపోయేది అందులో పనిచేసేటటువంటి వ్యక్తి, నావీ ఆఫీసర్. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం వాళ్ళు జరిగిన నష్టానికి బాధ్యత వహించేది ఆ యజమాని కాదు. ఎందుకనంటే షిప్ వాళ్ళది కాదు, షిప్ యజమాని వేరే దేశానికి చెందిన వాళ్ళు అయి ఉంటారు, ఆ షిప్ తయారు చేసిన కంపెనీ వేరే అయి ఉంటుంది. ఇలా చాలా రకాలైనటువంటి పారామీటర్స్ అనేవి దీంట్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయి ఉంటాయి. సో అది ఇప్పటి వరకు జతేంద్ర సింగ్ గారు చెప్తున్నారు. ఇంకేమేమి ఉన్నాయో విషయాలు కనుక్కునే ప్రయత్నం మనం చేద్దాం. సో it almost you covered everything my questions. So I would like to ask you, is there any vacancies, the youngest people nowadays looking for those navy jobs?
Yes, of course there is tremendous amount of potential.
Okay.
They have to train themselves and they have to join the navy, and the biggest problem we see in the younger generation now is that they are very unsure. They are not sure about anything. The options are so many that they get confused very easily. If I tell somebody, okay, you join the merchant navy, he'll do it for 2 years, he'll say, this is too tough. Can I do something else where I can make more money? They're always in a hurry. They always want
easy money.
Easy money. And they don't want to work too hard. They don't have the sense of adventure. They don't have the sense of accomplishment. That I am able to do something which somebody else cannot. They only see that I should have a good life, I should have a lot of money, and it should not be very painful to earn that money. They're not willing to be responsible. They're not willing to sacrifice their own comfort. And the thing is, they do not understand the responsibility of looking after their own parents in a good way. They want shortcuts. If you are steady and you stay in the merchant navy, you make 10 times more than what you can make ashore. But you have to be focused, you have to be persistent, and if you keep on wasting time, then you are slowing yourself down. So you have to be very, very your determination has to be very strong and not waste time. There are a lot of people I meet after college, when are you going to do your MBA? No, I want to take a break. Break for what? Why would you want to take a break? It's your time, you're wasting it.
Yes.
You will never run out of like they say, no, the money will come and go and good weather will come and go. But there's only one thing which only goes, it never comes, that is time.
Okay.
You will always run out of time, that is for sure.
Okay.
So you have to understand that concept that if I work hard now, my life will be easy later on. But if I want my life to be easy now, then my life will be hard later on.
Yes, that's for sure. Yes.
Plain and simple. People don't understand this concept. They want to have an easy life right now. But then there is no future. Because you haven't earned, you haven't saved, you haven't built up, there is no financial stamina, there is no financial foundation. Now how are you going to survive in this world? That's when they realize and they start going into depression, starting bad habits and doing things which are not necessarily
some
appreciated.
sensitive people also attend some suicides and all.
They
Nowadays,
become sensitive because they put themselves in a situation which gives them no satisfaction. You have to achieve something to be proud of. But if you have not done anything, what are you going to be proud of?
Apart from this, the youth people, how can you get the jobs into the Navy? Like, what are the...
Oh, that's easy. See, I may have some information, but the information is always changing. So the easiest way to do this is to go online. If you go online, you go to the Director General of Shipping website. You go to the Director General of Shipping, and from there you will get 100% accurate information. How to join, what courses to do, which are the recognized colleges which are certified by the government, because there are so many colleges which are not certified. They might be cheaper, but you will get into a problem because they are not certified. So you have to follow legal procedures, get proper entries into colleges and training, and then join, and then have the determination to stay. Don't give up. Just because the sun is too hot doesn't mean you can't walk. Just because it's raining doesn't mean you have to sit and wait for the rain to stop. Why will the rain stop?
Yes.
It's not going to kill you, it's only water. So people have a wrong concept. These misconceptions are making them weak.
So you have to be prepared for any situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
If it doesn't kill you and if it is not illegal, go for it.
In a good way.
Yes.
Get money in a good
Do
way.
things which are not illegal.
That's for earlier.
It will
also
never
you
go
spoke.
wrong. Keep trying. It will never go wrong. How can it go wrong?
Okay.
If your efforts are good and you are not doing any harm to anybody and you don't mean to hurt anyone, how will it go wrong?
Okay.
You may fail, but you will never go wrong. People make the mistake of taking shortcuts. अरे ये कुछ कचरा काम कर लेते हैं, इसमें ज़्यादा पैसा बनेगा, knowing that it is illegal. Once you cross the line, then you get into trouble. And then you find it easy to make good money faster by doing the wrong thing. That becomes a habit.
Yes.
Then you're done.
He put himself into the trouble at the
Exactly.
same time. He dragged the family into this.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
That's
bad
how a lot
memory.
of people get into bad company, bad choices,
Yeah.
and then they end up doing bad things and then they get into trouble. And everybody around them suffers. That is what is called lack of responsibility. If you are an individual, you know your parents are there, your sister is there, your family is there, or your wife is there, or your kids are there, and still you want to do something which is illegal. That means you are irresponsible. That means you don't care about your people.
Yes.
This is the basic thing which is missing. Lack of responsibility, lack of discipline.
Yes.
How many people in 24 hours can say that I have done this for the society? Did you pick up some garbage and put it in the dustbin? No.
No.
You also threw it outside the
Throwing.
dustbin.
Yes, exactly.
So how many people will you find who are walking Sunday, they'll stop, they'll pick up the bottle and put it in the dustbin? Why is it so difficult to be good? Why can't people be decent and good?
Yeah.
That is the problem.
The society have to be changed.
There's no
yes.
introspection. People have to look inside and see, what am I doing? Am I helping anyone or am I being a nuisance? Simple thing, parking your car. Why should I park in the wrong way? Why? Just because nobody is telling me. Yeah, but how can I look at myself if I park my car in the wrong place?
You're the answerable.
I am first answerable to myself.
Okay.
If I cannot look at myself in the right way, what do I care about everybody else? It's a personal choice. Being good and being a good human being and having good manners or doing the right thing is a personal choice.
Okay.
Everybody has to decide.
So, as a disciplined Navy officer, getting into involved so much of depth of discipline. So, and moreover, what are the major things the youth have nowadays to join in Navy field?
You have to be average. You don't have to be super smart. You have to be an average person with decent amount of awareness and reasonable amount of good health, because you don't want to go somewhere and get into a health situation. So, your personal choices will decide how your health is going to be. If I want to smoke, how am I helping myself? Even after COVID, people have not understood how important the lungs are, and they still smoke.
They're still smoking, yes.
That is lack of responsibility.
Not taking care of himself.
Your obligation on the planet is to first look after yourself. Even if you take a flight and they say in case of loss of cabin pressure, the oxygen mask will fall out, put the one on you first, then put it on the next. If you have children, these are standard instructions. If you have taken any flight, they always give instructions. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then on a child or some old person or somebody you want to help. Because if you can't look after yourself, how will you support anything else? Ever. Now, looking after yourself does not mean the so-called self-love of today. That is selfishness. I should look after myself so that tomorrow I can help somebody else.
Yes.
That should be the concept. You have to be grateful for whatever you have. You should feel blessed. There should be a feeling of gratitude. So if I am in good health, then I can help somebody else. But
you can also give some suggestions to some other things.
Yes, you can help somebody else. But if I am weak and I am drinking and smoking and having a good time just because I have the money for it, that is a waste. Then I am excess baggage on the planet. How am I helping anybody?
Access baggage, you are saying.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Anybody who has not come out to help is excess baggage.
Okay.
You are a waste. You are nobody.
You're
just
nothing to this
statistics.
fact.
You are just part of the so-called 8 million population or 8 crore population. But what have you done to help your neighbor or your society or your area or anybody else? If you've not done it, why are you existing? What's the purpose of life? Just feed yourself, have a good time and die. Big deal.
What's the matter?
Even an ant can do that.
Yes. Ant also.
It helps.
It's yes. To another ant itself. Yes. So discipline is more important through this.
Discipline and self-respect. People do not have self-respect. That is why they do wrong things.
Okay.
It is important to have self-respect. If you tell somebody, "Arey, why did you throw it?" "Sorry, sir." At this age you are saying sorry. That is lack of self-respect.
Okay.
Why put yourself in a position where you have to say sorry? Why can't you correct yourself before doing something wrong? So these are
the
lot
major
of
things. Yes.
basic
You're
things
getting
which
into this
everybody
so
should
much of,
understand, but
as a Navy officer, you should tell how
see,
to
it's
behave.
not got anything to do with Navy. These are personal choices. I watch so many people. Everybody is different. I see good things, I see bad things. The choice is mine. Should I learn the bad things or should I learn the good things?
Okay.
It's a personal choice. How many people travel abroad from India, from Telangana? They still go outside and they spit on the walls. When you go out and you see that the wall is clean and the people are clean and everybody is saying hello and saying good morning, learn from them.
Learn
But
from
if you have to go out also and spit on the walls, then you're excess baggage on the planet. How are you helping anything?
And also the penalty will be there in those
That
countries.
is a different matter. But then how are you being a better person?
Yes.
Every day you learn, every second you learn something. Question is, you want to learn good things or you want to learn bad things? I've seen myself. If one Indian is walking on the street in, let's say, Sydney, Australia, he'll keep himself very disciplined. If two are walking
Hand holding.
and talking loudly. If three, then they are a disaster. It can be any community. It can be Punjabis. It can be anybody.
Okay.
Why can't you conduct yourself in a good way? Why do you have to sit in a restaurant and scream on top of your voice? The basic manners is that your voice should not extend out of your own table. Why should the next guy? I have gotten up so many times and I told the lady, "I'm not interested in your story. Why are you telling it to me? Please keep it on your table." You have to do that.
Yes.
These
And
are
also
basic
you have to
things.
tell those people
You
are
have to
disturbing.
tell when it crosses a particular line of tolerance.
Okay, that is a major responsibility as a
Everybody
citizen.
has that responsibility. How you conduct yourself, your body language defines you. Your personality defines you. Your actions define you. You look in a crowd of 10 or 20 people and you spot few. Why? Because they're different. Why? Because they dress differently. Why? Because they stand differently.
So, as a very strict or disciplined Navy officer, I would like to ask you one more question about, do you have any appraisals? Do you have took any appraisals or proud moments from the Merchant Navy department? Is there any experience? Will you please
I won't say
share?
that I have done anything super special. But what happens is, let's say, I've been working on passenger ships. So I had taken my wife on an anniversary cruise. So when we were getting onto the passenger ship in Chennai, I'm just giving an example. So there were a lot of people who said, "Sir, welcome back, sir." I said, "I'm not joining as a chief engineer. I'm a passenger now. So stay away. No work for me." And then they realized that I'm coming to sail as a passenger. And a lot of people came out. The chef, the main chef was known to me from another ship. The security people from another ship, the cruise director from another ship. So they all came out and they came and met me. And our 5 days on board, they gave us a VIP treatment.
Okay.
So that's when you sit back and you feel that I must have done something right
Okay.
for people to
The
appreciate.
family also come to know.
Yes. And it was an anniversary dinner which they came to know. Anniversary cruise.
Ah.
So every night they used to do a special dinner for me. Every entertainment they used to keep special seats for me. So things like that happen. Now we don't do good work always to get a reward. Life itself is a reward.
Yes.
situations like this where people come whom you have forgotten. I went to Calicut 3 days ago.
Okay.
I met a gentleman whom I sailed with on the ship 20 years ago.
Okay.
I'm meeting him after 20 years. So he hired a cab and he took me all over Calicut, showed me everything and went back home. I don't know when I'll see him again.
Oh.
Just because we did the right thing when we were together. There is a certain amount of bonding and respect. And that comes only if your actions are true, non-selfish and pure. If you cannot do that, why will anybody remember you?
Yes.
For what? So achievements are not necessarily rewarded by trophies. Achievements are also rewarded by long-lasting friends. I have friends all over the planet. I have friends in Japan, all over the world.
Okay.
And I'm still in touch with them.
Okay.
For 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
The friendship may go the entire
We are
life.
still in touch.
Okay.
All the time. So it's all about your choices, how you conduct yourself in public, in private, how your thoughts are, how do you respect people. If you don't respect, you're not going to get any.
Okay. So actually, so my concern is that about the shipment, but you going so many things and you also described so many valid information, as you said. The discipline is more important, and also you have to be very careful, very conscious, and also the circumstances is like that. Behave and also the follow, and also be a good citizen, be a good human being as well.
Yes,
You said that.
absolutely.
So very, very, very valid information, and a few more questions are left. But
Sure.
if we doesn't have enough time, so the next bulletin and task is also there. So that is why. So thank you for joining with us.
You're
It's a
welcome.
very precious time with you, sir. As what I thought, you're some Navy officer. Maybe you're very strict. You have very normal, short and sweet answer. That's only the thing. But you told us very lot of things about the human life and how to behave and how to be a discipline as a Navy officer. You shared your personal experience as well. Thank you so much.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
your valid information, valuable time with us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
సో చూసారు కదా, జతేందర్ సింగ్ నావీ ఆఫీసర్ ఇన్ మర్చెంట్ నావీ దాంట్లో ఇప్పటి వరకు తన సర్వీసులని కొనసాగుతూనే ఉన్నారు. 40 ఏళ్ల అనుభవం ఉంది. నావీకి సంబంధించిన విషయాలే కాదు, కొన్ని వ్యక్తిగత విషయాలను కూడా మనతో పంచుకోవడం జరిగింది. సో ఇలాంటి ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ అప్డేట్స్ కోసం ఎప్పటికప్పుడు చూస్తూనే ఉండండి Prime9. థ్యాంక్ యూ.